Get in, Villa fans. Yes. What a performance. What a victory. A great win on the road. Burnley 1, Aston Villa 3. Absolutely loved it. Blockbuster, dynamic, pacey, clinical. What a performance away from home. Really, really good from Aston Villa. Loved watching us today. I thought that performance had so many of our bright sparks of what we've got to offer. Over the moon, 2 wins now in a row. A tough game today going to Burnley, not really knowing what to expect at times. A resurgent Burnley side who are galvanised with their promotion and owners and manager that's tactically decent. So really, really happy with the performance because, yes, we had that blow away from home in our first Premier League away game, but to come back today and play like that and to look composed, defensively, pretty much sound throughout. And the one thing that I spoke about last season and what we needed in this side was more pace. And today you saw what having pace can do in this Villa side. It can stretch the opposition. It can just cause them problems at will. Every time Villa went forward today, I was on the edge of my seat and I expected the net to bulge. I thought we were going to score on every single attack today. We were that dynamic and explosive going forward. So the lineup, we had 2 changes. We had Olsen in goal for Martinez and we had Cash out wide for Bailey. In pre-season, you know that I would speak a lot about us going for this more solid defensive shape with 3 centre-halves and a full-back. And today we did that. And I think it worked really, really well, especially in the first half. We were so sound defensively. It was unbelievable. So we had Luca Dean bombing on, marauding forward. And then we had Pau, Carlos and Konsa as the right back. And then we had Cash actively taking up that right midfield role. So same formation as normal, the 4-2-2-2 box midfield with 2 up top. And then Cash was offering that width out wide. And within the first couple of seconds, you saw what we was all about, pace, vibrancy. The goal was brilliant. The Watkins run, the McGinn pass, and then the ball to Cash at the back post was just so good. We just completely stretched them. And I think that was really good to see that Cash was able to get on the end of it, and Cash had a fantastic game. We were just playing pretty well in that first half. We've got Pau Torres stepping up from the back. We've got McGinn and Luca Dean doubling up on Benson, who I thought he was a threat in that first half. And then we went 2-0 up on that 19th minute mark. The Diaby link-up play with Cash, Watkins, Cash, back to Diaby to Cash. And it was a fantastic, fantastic goal. And it felt like today that Cash was just on one to just shoot and fire and have a shot at everything. But, first half, I thought we were very, very good. Very, very good. Defensively, we were compact, organised. We were strong physically. We didn't really allow Burnley to get out wide, because when they did go out wide, then we'd have Cash and Konsa doubling up. And on the opposite side, we'd have McGinn and Luca Dean doubling up. So I just thought first half, it was probably a bit of a rude awakening for Burnley. I've chatted to Joe off Turfcast this week, and he was saying how well Burnley play. And I did sense that he was kind of expecting Burnley to win and for Burnley to put in a big performance, being as it was their first home game. But that wasn't the case with Villa. I would say that was a very good half of football from Villa. Probably up there with one of our best halves under Emery because of how explosive we were in transition, but how defensively sound we were. If I had to think of an Unai Emery side, that first half was a complete Emery side because the patterns of play were there, the link-up play was there, the front two was stretching the opposition. We then got Luiz and Kamara in that double pivot dictating. We've got McGinn popping off, moving into space. We've got Cash offering that threat on that right-hand side. So I think that shows as well that, yes, at this moment in time, with the window still open, we may be a little bit short, but with Emery's tactics, we can rely on Emery to pull a little genius mark. And I think he did that today with Cash. We have seen Cash play in this midfield role before, but it's been during a game. But I felt like today it was that's your role, Cash. This is how you want to play. This is what we want from you. And he was absolutely fantastic. You know, he took on board the instructions of what he needed to do today. And I thought Cash was absolutely brilliant. I thought our passing in the first half was tremendous. Absolutely brilliant, the passing. We could have also had more opportunities to score. Watkins had one that was saved off Trafford. So for me, first half, I would say that was a Villa 10 out of 10 performance. It was brilliant. Second half, slightly different. And as you'd expect Burnley to come out with a little bit more in vigour. I would imagine Kompany wasn't happy with that first half performance because they just got completely overrun. And we were under the cosh a little bit in that first half. And I think there's positives from this second half as well, in the sense of we went down to 2, well, it was 2-1. So we'd conceded a goal. We were under the cosh a little bit, but we were able to recover, regroup, keep our cool, and then sort of get back on track and continue our game plan. So that in the second half for me was very, very encouraging because of years gone by. Even last season, I remember Liverpool away when we'd got back in the game and then they got back into it and they started pouring the pressure. That pattern generally lasts the whole of a half, but we were able to overcome that today. And I think that too was a massive, massive positive. For their goal, I felt like it was a poor backward header from Carlos to start with. They lofted the ball to the back post. Pau Torres got rolled and Foster scored. I think Pau Torres probably should have been a little bit stronger. We then started to see Burnley get on top a little bit. There was a miscommunication with Pau Torres and Olsen. Pau was sort of waiting for Olsen to come out, and Olsen just was too slow, and Pau had to clear it. And there was just that little bit of, there was an Olsen pass to Kamara that was poor, that invited some pressure. Olsen then had to make a save. So for that 10-15 minute period, I was starting to get a little bit worried, but we showed our quality. We was explosive. We had McGinn being strong and brave on the ball all game. He then passed it to Luka Dean, and then who stepped up? Diaby. What a finish from the edge of the box. It wasn't a clean-cut finish, but he just did enough to get enough accuracy on it to send it into the bottom right-hand corner to make it 3-1 to Villa. And Diaby is running. He's picking up the ball. He's turning his pace. He's stretching. Absolutely fantastic. Trafford then had to make another save off the Diaby cross. I think that was from Watkins. And then, I'm liking this, Villa fans, my new little hero, Zaniolo, comes onto the pitch. I absolutely love him, Villa fans. He's got his shirt tucked in. He's got his pink boots on. When he's training, he tucks his shorts into his pants. I absolutely love him. Clean through. Absolutely clean through. And I just thought he wanted to pass. He was waiting for that pass to Watkins, and he just couldn't get that shot away. I just really wished he'd have scored because, oh my days, what an impact that would have been. Zaniolo then, a nice little Megs, and then he's no-look Megs, I think it was, and then passed it to Cash, who was just shooting on sight at that point. And then Zaniolo won the ball back, retrieved it, and then popped off a shot. So that little cameo from Zaniolo, I thought he was tremendous. But he adds that unpredictability. He adds that bit of height and presence and aggression. And he's just off the cuff. I don't know I don't even think he knows what he's going to do at times, but that unpredictability. So I felt that added injection of Zaniolo in that second half was brilliant. Rodriguez for Burnley had a shot, and then Olsen came flying off his line. So, yeah, Olsen, I think he did okay. He did okay, Olsen. I think there's not that confidence there with the back line. I think we saw that with Pau Torres at times, but he's quite erratic, Olsen. But we won the game 3-1, so he did okay. Hopefully he can get some confidence from it. But real good performance from Villa. Really good. Even when you think that there's some slight negatives, you've got to turn it into a positive. Like that second half where we were under that cosh a little bit and we came through that. And I think the commentators were saying, weren't they, that we're just so explosive. We just looked like we're going to score. Every time we went forward, I just felt like we were going to score. So Trafford made some really good saves. I thought Luca Dean had another good game. Carlos, very, very strong. Now, can we stop saying like we're not sure on Carlos and is he fit and is he not fit and Carlos was brilliant. Carlos did not put a foot wrong today. He was so strong and commanding. Konsa, I thought, was really good as well. Konsa had a really good game. Luiz and Kamara, combative. And what I liked about our midfield today, which I'll show you more in detail, is that box midfield was absolutely brilliant today. Absolutely brilliant. Watkins missed a couple, but, some of his chances were they didn't really sit up for him, but he was getting in the right areas. He's stretching the defenders. McGinn was brilliant. Cash was fantastic with his 2 goals. Like today, I thought we were really, really good. Really, really good, Villa fans. Yes, it's Burnley, but again, like I said against Hibs, you can only play what's put in front of you, and we've come through a difficult challenge today. Last season, we didn't beat any teams that were newly promoted last season away from home. And we've been able to do that today. So that was also another positive, that we've beat a newly promoted side, where some Villa fans might say, yeah, it's only Burnley, but we don't beat newly promoted sides. So again, that's another positive from today. And we've recovered from that loss against Newcastle with 2 wins now. So I don't know where we are in the table. I think we're potentially going to be about 7th or 6th. So I'm buzzing with that performance. I thought it was really, really good, Villa fans. So, it sets up that nice tie now with Hibs in the week. Our mate Johnson's already had the sack, hasn't he? So there we go. Villa sitting in 6th place now. So it feels like after 3 games, yes, it's early, but we're back on track. We're back where we need to be. I've predicted us to finish 6th this season, and we're currently in 6th place. So, yes, we've got Liverpool next, we've got Hibs, but let's focus on Hibs next. So it was a really good performance, and I didn't really think, apart from sort of lofted balls into the box, that we were in any danger at times. I don't think they carved us open too many times. So, yes, big performance, big victory. We are going to look totally different come the next game against Liverpool as well, because the transfer window will have shut. We've got Archer, who has now left as well. So Archer's now at Sheffield United. So the funds are there now. We've cleared a little bit of FFP. We've paved our way. And I expect signings to come in this week coming up as well, because it's important that we get some more attacking players in this football club as well. And I suspect a defender will come in as well. So, brilliant performance, brilliant away performance, great goals from Cash, brilliant from Diaby. Absolutely love it. Up the Villa. Villa fans, if you've got this far, subscribe to this channel. Get on the journey with us. We'll have a player ratings out tonight as well. And then we'll have the debrief out in the morning. Up the Villa, come on.